Let's explore a few ways that this fear of abandonment can impact our relationships. There are lots of these, right? There are a lot of tentacles, there are a lot of branches that come from this tree, but some of the ones that occurred to me were a desire to be chosen really fully, and almost like, I want you to be obsessed with me. Because if you are so desperately in love with me and you think I'm the most incredible person in the world and you can't live without me, then you probably won't ever leave me. And that feels like I'm de-risking on that fear because you think I am, an indispensable part of your life. Whereas if you would be perfectly fine without me and it feels a little bit more balanced and less intense, then that might feel riskier that I'm going to lose you because you aren't as, attached and dependent upon me as I might be to you. Another way that it impacts us is this primacy of connection, right? And again, I've spoken about this on the podcast a million times. For the anxiously attached person, connection is king. It is absolutely top rung. It is everything. Prioritize and protect the relationship at all costs. That is the most important drive for us in creating safety for ourselves. If I can protect the relationship, I can protect myself. And we can see how that is related to this fear of abandonment, because I don't trust that I would be okay if I had to deal with either you being in relationship with me but being emotionally absent or unreachable, or if you were to leave me or I were to leave you, the relationship were to end. I can't fathom having to let go of you and emotionally detach from you because that feels impossible. And if I just nurture the connection above all else, if I drop everything in my life to make sure that you're okay and we're okay and you're happy and you love me and we don't fight and don't want to rock the boat and make sure there's no threat to our relationship, then that feels like the way that I'm protecting against all of those fears. Related to this is the tendency to overstay in unhealthy dynamics, the inability to let go. It's like, I just will stay and stay and stay and keep trying and keep pushing and one more time and one more chance and just a little bit longer. Because again, that inability to let go, the resistance to decoupling, to disentangling ourselves emotionally, physically from this person who we have attached so tightly to, that can feel like nothing would be worth that. Nothing could be so bad as to justify that. And so the bar has to be so high in order for us to feel like a relationship is worth walking away from. That is usually an absolute last resort. And while I'm all for putting in the work to make a relationship work and not being overly flighty as soon as things get hard, anxious attachers can take this to extremes where it's patently unhealthy, not working, really not supporting your well-being, and is so far short of what you really desire for yourself in your life. And if someone had said to you before you were in the relationship, here's what it's going to look like, what do you think? Do you want to go ahead? You probably would say absolutely not. But when you're in it and you're so far gone, you just can't let go. You just want to hold on a little longer. And I think that that is related to this fear of abandonment, among other things. So the last thing that I wanted to raise is the self-abandonment piece, in the sense of suppressing needs, going with the flow, people pleasing, just do whatever the other person wants, fearing that to be difficult is to be unlovable, which will lead to someone not wanting us. In conflict, we might raise something that's concerning us and then very quickly back down because we are too uncomfortable with the conflict, and the conflict feels like a precursor to abandonment or a precursor to the relationship ending, which feels very unsafe and nothing feels worth it. So whatever need we were voicing that felt very important at the moment we were voicing it, when it's pitted against the possibility of the relationship ending or feeling threatened, it very quickly dissolves and becomes unimportant relative to the importance of protecting the relationship. So I think that In an indirect way, that fear of abandonment is driving our patterns of self-abandonment and deprioritizing all of our very valid and genuine needs in relationship in favor of just keeping the relationship going and intact.